Okay, here's another homework problem from 1.2, simplifying algebraic expressions. Simplify means change how it looks, not its value. Algebraic means it's probably going to have letters in it. And expressions means there's no solving, but we are just making it look different. Okay? And let's see, let me go ahead and do how about number 11 for us today? Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, now the directions on this section says use the distributive property. Okay, use distribution to pull out the GCF. And the GCF is the greatest common factor. So I need to look at this and say, what does 50 and 70 have in common? That is the greatest number that I could divide out. And what does k squared and k have in common that I could pull out as well? Okay, so I'm going to start with the numbers. I'm going to look at 50 here. Well, I know that 50 is 10 times 5. Okay, look at 70. It's 10 times 7. Oh, well, right there, they both have a 10 in common. I could start there. Okay, another way to look at it is, how about 2? It's 2 times 25. Or 2 times 35. That would give me a 2 I could pull out, but don't you notice that this 25 and this 35, they still have a 5 in common. So I then have to go and pull a 5 out as well. But I'm going to back it up here, and I'm going to keep it with the 10s, because I think that one's pretty easy to see. Okay, so they both have a 10 in common. I'm going to pull a 10 out. Okay, but notice too that he's got 2 k's, he's got 1. I could take a k out. And then I'm just going to write down whatever's left over and make sure that it's relatively prime. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. If I have 2 k's and I take away 1, I have 1 left. Okay? And then if I subtract, and let's see, if I do 70 divided by 10, I have a 7 left. And if I take away that k, there's no k's left. So I'm just left with 5k minus 7. The question, though, is it relatively prime? Meaning that the stuff in the parentheses doesn't have anything else in common. 5 and 7 don't have any other numbers in common besides 1, and k, only one of them has a k. So I would say yes, it is relatively prime, and that's going to be my final answer, because I undistributed to pull out the GCF, which I just underlined in red. Okay?